Hello, beautiful souls. Happy Thursday. How are you? I hope you've had a wonderful start to Beltane. It's been a bank holiday here this week in the UK, so we've had an extra long weekend to celebrate, and we were blessed with sunshine and much abundance in nature, and I this is what I would really love to talk into today. I was fortunate enough to spend the weekend with some beautiful souls, guiding them through their Angel Healing Level 2 practitioner course, and the energies were incredibly supportive, expansive, and just downright beautiful. And many light codes seem to be coming through as we're being still continuously flooded. So what I was guided to talk to you about today was abundance, abundance, and what that means, and how we can connect with it as an embodiment and as a frequency. So firstly, I would love to ask you what it means to you. What does, when I say the word abundance, when you hear that word, what does it mean to you? So I think there are as many different explanations of abundance as there are individual souls on the planet. It means absolutely individual meanings to each and every one of us. I guess the most obvious way that we can interpret it is to refer to material possessions. And absolutely, on a fundamental level, we need to have our physical essential needs met. So we need to have enough money in our bank account to pay our bills. We need to have enough food on the table. We need to have enough money to clothe ourselves, to clothe our children. But when we expand the concept out and see abundance as something all-encompassing in terms of our needs being met and being almost overfilled, a plentiful supply for every need, it becomes more fundamental and more expansive. So when we come into the beautiful state of neutrality, of 0 point, this place of peace, harmony in our hearts, where we relax, we rest as empty vessels, we then open ourselves up to the abundant flow of source energy. And with that brings abundance in all its forms. It brings abundance of love, of happiness, of joy, of creativity, of kindness. And when we are open to that flow, we then become an empty vessel for abundance to pour in, for the blessings of abundance from the universe to pour in. If you were born into the third dimensional paradigm, which most of us were, if you were born before 2012, it's most likely that you would have been born into what has become known as the paradigm of mental lack, of scarcity, the concept that the earth and all her resources are finite. I believe, I know in my heart that this is not so. And when we are able to see ourselves sitting in 0 point as part of this endless flow of reciprocity, of source energy, we give and we receive in equal measure, then we become the vessel for pure abundance. If we were raised in a world that had limited resources and we were born into the mindset that we have limited resources, this ultimately creates the template of conflict, of separation, because we are naturally then pitted against each other, clamoring for access to these resources. Firstly, to survive, to have our basic needs, spiritual, mental, physical, emotional needs met. But then also this can spill over into possession of land, of resources, into to unnecessary accumulation of material and energetic resources, which is contrary to the law of one, which part of which is the law of attraction and the law of oneness, the law of connection. So when we are pitted against each other to compete and ultimately to create a war template for these resources, we automatically put ourselves in separation and in lack and in destruction. But when we can rest and surrender to the feeling of being in flow, it is then that we are truly able to receive the blessings, material, spiritual, emotional, and we see that we are part of this energy exchange. We facilitate this energy exchange. We know that energy cannot be destroyed. It is transmuted and changed and transformed. And when we appreciate that, we can really then feel in our frequency, in our vibration, this openness, this expansiveness to be a recipient for those blessings. And this is where I believe that true flow occurs and true abundance. So when we step out of this template of polarity, of duality, of conflict, of clamoring for natural resources and man-made resources, we understand at a very visceral level that Mother Nature, that the earth is an abundant, ever refreshing, ever co-creating force. We only have to think of the cycles of the moon, the cycles of the solar cycles, the cycles of the seasons. As I sit here in the UK in May, the earth is an absolute evidential display of abundance in action, and that is nature. So what I want to invite you to do, my loves, is to feel into this frequency. No amount of affirmations or mindset shifts is going to create that vibrational shift. But when you can step out into this golden frequency of true abundance, then you become a recipient for the endless blessings. If you are in Shropshire, I have access to Shropshire. Our next High Vibe Tribe Circle on the 18th of May will be focused on how we can rest into abundance. I would love